Welcome back to Yuri Studio. I'm Erica Friedman, and here is where I answer questions about the Yuri genre. I know it's been a long time since I last put a video up, and you may have wondered what became of YuriCon 2023, so let's start with what happened. I fell ill with COVID in March, and here we are in June, and I am still struggling with long COVID, so my apologies for the hiatus. I was in no shape to write and record videos and only recently have had any energy to do anything. But now it's Pride Month 2023, and to celebrate my returning health and the 1-year Bookiversary of By Your Side, the first 100 years of Yuri anime and manga, published by Journey Press and available now at online stores and bookstores near you, I'm doing a short Q&A about By Your Side. There have been so many great moments over the past year. I premiered By Your Side at Anime Boston 2022, and last autumn I was a guest at Anime NYC. Those were both amazing, but the high point for me was probably when I was invited to Kinokuniya, New York City, to do a recorded interview about By Your Side. I'll link to that video in the show notes. We did the interview in the front of the store so that as people walked in, complete strangers were listening to me talk about my book on Yuri, a topic they'd probably never even heard of. And of course, some folks came specifically to get a copy or have me sign their copy, and it was a wonderful experience. What did I spend my first royalty check on? Actually, I just bought a new microphone for filming this and hopefully many other videos for Yuri Studio. I'm still looking for a new camera, but I want to thank you all for helping me upgrade. In the beginning of By Your Side, I address a question I get all the time. Where should someone begin if they want to get into Yuri anime or manga? And I explain why that's a hard question to answer at the beginning of the book. At the end of the book, I give a resource list of Yuri, anime, and manga to start with, and why each series is important and what you might get out of it. Being able to answer that question with a huge list of key series for people to enjoy was definitely one of the most fun parts of writing the book. If a person was going to read one essay in By Your Side, I suggest it be How Fandom Made Queer Manga Possible. That essay traces the origins of fandoms of queer manga online and discusses how that market demanded manga publishers give them not just Yuri manga or BL manga, but openly queer manga of all kinds. It's a piece of history that I watched unfold in real time, but has already largely been lost to most people. I'm going to say Sailor Moon was a huge turning point. In Japan, it motivated a lot of creators to start creating what we would later call Yuri, and the next generation of creators who came after that and grew up with Sailor Moon and Utena and all the series that came after those, then went on to create their own works, often with even more openly queer characters. In the West, Sailor Moon's success changed everything as well. It revolutionized the popularity of anime. Publishers had a clear case for the popularity and selling power of girls' manga, and again, it inspired a generation of creators to do their own work. Sailor Moon inspired me. By Your Side quite likely would not exist without Sailor Moon. Having covered the history of Yuri pretty thoroughly in By Your Side, I'm free to look towards the future now. I've got a few ideas for some essays on Yuri and some related topics, and I'm sure I'll be inspired by the Yuri anime manga that is coming out now. Some of it is really incredible. I'd recommend Sparkling Rain and Other Fiction from Japan of Women Who Love Women, edited by Barbara Summerhawk and Kimberly Hughes. This book is terrific because these are the words of women writing about themselves and the women around them, rather than a researcher's interpretation. With some reservations, I'd also recommend Passionate Friendships, The Aesthetics of Girls' Culture in Japan by Deborah Shamoon. The historical information is worth reading this book for. The interpretive stuff is interpretive. If you read Japanese, I can also suggest the Eureka magazine Current State of Yuri Culture volume from 2014. It's filled with essays by writers, manga artists, and researchers, including myself, about Yuri. All of these will be linked in the show notes, of course. No, nothing like this had ever been done before, which is exactly why I wanted to get it out into the world. As a professional researcher, whenever I find myself interested in things, I always look for research and books that have been written on the topic. Although Yuri has 100 years of literary and artistic precedent, it's only recently been recognized as a distinct genre on its own, so something so new has only just begun to be researched. In fact, on the YuriCon website, we have a resource page of articles, essays, interviews, and academic work on Yuri and related topics. But we had no books on the history of Yuri, so I decided to write one. Why now? The pandemic put a halt to traveling and events, so it seemed like the perfect time. The best part is that a year into it, By Your Side is doing exactly what it was intended to do. It's inspiring people to read and watch Yuri and to do their own research on the genre. That's a huge deal. Thank you again for joining me today. I hope you'll take a moment to click like on this video and subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. I look forward to resuming YuriCon 2023 shortly and bringing you more videos on Yuri anime and manga. Thanks very much to my patrons for making this and all our videos possible. If you would like to see more Yuri Studio videos, and aside from my health, because of course you can't control that, please join our Patreon. When you become an Okazu patron, you'll be supporting these videos, helping us continue to pay industry rates for all of our guest reviewers, and support creators directly as well as indirectly by purchasing media. Your support goes an incredibly long way to supporting the Yuri ecosystem. And finally, my very special thanks to everyone who has read, reviewed, and enjoyed By Your Side. Thank you very, very much, and I'll see you next time on Yuri Studio.